Okay, so if you're in the VMware world, you know the ground is shifting under our feet. Broadcom just dropped a brand new trio of certifications for VMware Cloud Foundation. And believe me, this is set to completely redefine what it means to be a VCF expert. Today, we're going to break down exactly what they are, and, more importantly, why they should matter to you and your career. Let's get right into it. So let me just ask you this. Think about your own expertise for a second. Are you the go-to person for compute? The networking guru? The storage pro? For years, that's pretty much how IT worked, right? We all mastered a single component. But that entire model? It's being completely turned on its head.
The new reality is that nobody really cares about the individual parts anymore. It's all about the fully integrated platform, the whole shebang. And that means we need a totally new kind of expert. Someone who understands the entire system, not just the little pieces that make it up.
And this big shift brings us to what we're calling a new cloud reality. We're moving away from those comfortable old silos into a world of integrated systems. And you know what's right at the heart of this massive change? VMware Cloud Foundation.
So, just to make sure we're all on the same page, what exactly is VCF? Well, think of it as the ultimate bundle. It takes all the core VMware products we know, vSphere for compute, NSX for networking, vSAN for storage, and melts them into a single automated private cloud. You're not just managing separate parts anymore, you are operating the full stack. And that deep integration is precisely why this new kind of expertise is so desperately needed.
And this is exactly where Broadcom is making its big play. To meet this new demand, they've just announced their answer, the VCF Certification Trinity. We're talking about 3 new highly specialized VMware Certified Advanced Professional, or VCAP certifications. And if you've been in the VMware space for a while, you know that VCAP means serious, expert-level skills. These are absolutely laser-focused on VCF.
So, here they are, the VCF Trinity. Instead of some generic one-size-fits-all certification, Broadcom got smart and created 3 totally distinct paths for 3 real-world job roles. You've got the administrator, who handles the day-to-day operations. Then there's the architect for all the strategic design and planning. And finally, the support engineer, who's the master of deep troubleshooting. Each one validates a very specific, very crucial kind of expertise.
Okay, so now it's time to figure out where you fit in. Let's break down each of these roles one by one so you can answer the big question. Which VCF pro are you? First up, we've got the administrator. I want you to think of this person as the city manager of the VCF platform. Their job isn't to design the city from scratch, but to make sure it runs like clockwork, smoothly, efficiently, and reliably, day in and day out. And the skills being tested here are all about that practical, day 2, hands-on work. This isn't theoretical stuff. It's about proving you can actually handle lifecycle management, you know, the upgrades and patching, and that you can manage workload domains and even dabble in automation. In short, it's all about keeping the platform running like a well-oiled machine. Next up, the architect. Now, if the administrator is the city manager, the architect is the city planner. This is the person who designs the entire blueprint for the cloud infrastructure, thinking way ahead about scalability, resilience, and future growth right from day one. And you can see right away how different the focus is here. The architect cert isn't about daily tasks. It's all about that high-level strategic design. We're talking about planning out workload domain strategies, architecting for disaster recovery, and making those huge decisions that have to balance what the business wants with what's technically possible. And finally, we have the support engineer. This person is the platform's first responder. When things go sideways, when performance tanks, or when some really complex incident pops up, this is the expert who dives in headfirst to diagnose and fix the problem, no matter what it takes. For this role, the name of the game is Deep Hands-On Diagnostics. This certification is all about proving you can dive into incredibly complex logs across the entire VCF stack, perform real root cause analysis, and solve those tough, thorny problems that leave everyone else just scratching their heads.
So let's just boil it all down to make it super simple. The administrator's always asking, how do I keep this thing running efficiently? The architect is asking, how do I build this thing for the future? And the support engineer, they're asking, how do I fix it when it inevitably breaks? 3 different roles, 3 different mindsets, and now 3 perfectly tailored certifications.
So, now that we know what these certifications are, let's talk about the big one. Why do they even matter?
Let's look at the impact this is going to have, not just on individual careers, but on entire companies.
For businesses, this is a huge deal. It gives them a crystal-clear benchmark to hire the right people, validating the exact full-stack skills they need. And that translates directly to lower risk and a much more reliable platform. That's absolutely critical for these massive industry trends, like sovereign cloud and large-scale secure deployments that are all being built on top of VCF.
And what about for you, the professional on the ground? Well, this is how you prove your worth. In a market that's consolidating around these giant platforms, a VCAP-VCF credential is what makes you stand out. It's the official stamp of approval that says you've mastered the entire system, not just one little piece of it.
All right, so you're sold. You see the value. So what's the actual roadmap to getting certified? Let's jump into the nitty-gritty details you really need to know.
First things first, the investment. Each exam attempt is going to run you $250. It's a pretty straightforward cost for what is a very high-value advanced certification.
Now, the exam format itself is consistent across all three, which is nice and simple. You're going to get 135 minutes to tackle 60 questions, and you'll need a scaled score of 300 to pass. No surprises there.
And as for the big question, when can you actually take it? Well, Broadcom has all three listed as coming very soon. That means registration should be opening up in the near future, and the exams will be proctored through the standard platform we all know, Pearson VUE.
So we really end right back where we started. Your platform is integrated. The era of being a specialist in just one component is fading fast. The era of the true platform expert is here. And the only question left to answer is, which expert are you going to be?